Just call me T.
Okay, T. All right.
Yeah.
So T. So please tell me about your journey of becoming an entrepreneur and also getting into cryptocurrency.
Yes, see, it's a long one, eh? So um, I'll bite it where I bite it, just to summarize it. But I started my entrepreneurial journey when I was um, maybe 18
Wow.
and maybe younger, just can't remember. And by then was selling network marketing products like your
Mm-hmm.
IFA, which was clientele back in those days. So I did that quite a while, and it was actually my first experience in doing network marketing, promoting clientele products that they had back then. And when I was 21, I left to live in the UK,
Wow.
and I was working that side. While I was there, I found an opportunity to sell Herbal Life. So, and found myself again doing network marketing products, which was Herbalife, and I did it while I was in the UK, and it was quite good actually. It gave me some extra
Mm-hmm.
cash as I was working, and
Mm-hmm.
I was young at that time. I was also, getting my foot into my career, which is IT. I learned information technology when I was in school. So I was quite excited about that. But I knew that I was never fulfilled, being at work.
Mm.
And I was in the UK for about a year. I came back in 2006. Sorry, I came back in 2006. I was 22 years old. And from there on, I've never been employed. My last employment was back then in the UK, and I did a lot of things here and there, until you find what really works for you. I started off with opening a dairy shop in one of the townships here in Joburg, and we sold amasi, we sold milk and juice and yogurts and all stuff of that. And then a friend of mine approached me and said he's got an idea of a dreadlocks company. Just he was working at Jabustone at that time, and he wanted to open a salon in dreadlocks, and I knew
Okay.
nothing about that. And he said to me, "Look, I trust your business ethics. I trust your business skills. I know
Mm-hmm.
how to do hair, but together with your business skills, we can make something good out of there." And it was the very best decision that I took at that time, because we, starting from 2007, opened our first salon. We grew to a point whereby we were now manufacturing our own hair products
Mm-hmm.
to treat natural hair and dreadlocks, and we had 14 branches. By 2015, we had about 14, 15 branches, if I'm not mistaken. And then that's when we parted ways, based on a lot of things I can't get into right now.
Mm-hmm.
And it is then that I was now looking for the next thing that I'm gonna do in terms of entrepreneurship. So I bumped into Triple M, and I
Mm-hmm.
said, okay, yes, Triple M, and it's an online profile. I did my research. This is now 2015, late 2015. I was doing my research. A lot of people were happy, international people, South African people, you know the story.
Mm-hmm.
I joined Triple M, but what I did not know was Triple M was setting me up for crypto. Because the first time that I interacted with blockchain in 2015, it was through Triple M. And it is from then, because I'm an IT guy and I'm tech savvy,
Mm-hmm.
I was able to, even after Triple M collapsed, but I was able to take the knowledge that I gained from that, and I dug myself deeper and deeper into Bitcoin. At that time, it was the only coin that we knew back then. And then came in Ethereum and some other OG coins that we had back then. And that intro led me to my first cycle, which was in the bull run, which was in 2017. So, and that's where I learned quite a lot between 2015, late 2015, the whole of 2016 when Triple M collapsed, and then going into 2017. And that's when I was massively into crypto. I had Ethereum, I had XRP. It was still called something else. I can't remember what it was called back then. And I had Monero, I had Dash, I had a lot of coins that I had that were back then, that were popular back then. And some did well, some didn't do well, but my Ethereum, my Bitcoin did well. My Verge did well. Dash, I think I was late when I bought that. But, I was staking some of these coins. I was learning languages like staking and how to set up a node and how to run a node so that you can, mint some few tokens. So that's how I came into the crypto journey. And that's how my business, prior business, I'm doing other businesses now, of course, but that's what led me into the crypto journey.
Wow. Okay, so who are the people that you look up to in the entrepreneurial and crypto space?
Crypto space, to be honest, I was self-taught, and I looked into the industry, and if Mavrodi was alive, I would say, hey, Mavrodi, you know, but I mean, I looked into the space. I, invested hours and hours and hours learning about cryptocurrency. I mean, it gets complicated every cycle. Once you think you know it and something is happening, something is new. Back in 2017, it was the days of the ICOs. And so we had to learn a lot of things. So, but I think when it comes to crypto, I am self-made when it comes to that. And there are a couple of influencers that I watch, if I can call it that way, but when it comes to learning and looking up to anybody, I think, I'm a trendsetter myself, and I've got people under me that have subscribed to my school, my course, that are learning from me because of all the years and the hours that I've put through. So yeah, that's who I am when it comes to crypto. Business wise, a couple of people helped me out in my journey to becoming an entrepreneur, um, into maybe after post 2015. There's a couple of things that I've tried out. I had business mentors, and some of them I still call today. I had financial advisors, that were also, assisting me, which now and then I still call and ask for advices if something that I don't know. There's a friend of mine, his name is Brian. He's a lawyer, and he's one guy that, I look up to, when in terms of business and in terms of knowledge and things that he knows. And from now and then, I will call him up and say, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And it looks like everything that I ask him, he has read about it or he knows about it. I don't know, he's a super intelligent guy. So yeah, so he's a lawyer. So he's also my lawyer. If I get in trouble with anything, I know I can call up on Brian and say, "Hey, Brian, come sort this thing out," and he will do that. He's a brilliant guy. Then I also did some self-help. I read some self-help books, audio books, listening to audio books, and so I believe that if you're gonna be successful in life, you have to put in the effort and the time to do so. Yeah, that's where I am.
All right. So what have been your highs so far in the entrepreneurial and crypto space?
Entrepreneur, like I said, when we launched Twisted, at that time I was a lighty man. I was a lighty living in the township and
Okay.
ambitious. I think to this day that is still my high moment. When it comes
Okay.
to entrepreneurial journey, because we took a business from nothing, to about 50 employees and turning over a few bars. So I think it's really still my high, time, in that aspect. Right now, I am into business. I've got few companies that I'm still working on. They're still quite young. They're all under 5 years, but I'm still grooming them to becoming mega businesses and giant businesses. So that's where I am now. When it comes to crypto, best thing I ever did, man, was investing in crypto. 2017 remains to be my highest moment. 2017 was when I actually broke out of um, how can I say it, financial dependence. I attained my financial freedom, if you can call it that way. I cleared out all my debts
Wow.
because of the bull market that happened in 2017, and I also made my first million in 2017, and
Wow.
that's when I realized that, hey, there is something here, and I've been building upon that. Obviously, my students, I normally reveal my finances to my students. I don't reveal as much, but for inspirational purposes, I used to, long time ago, when I was still new myself into crypto space, and I would encourage guys and say, hey, I bought this coin for 10,000 rands, it gave me 600,000. I remember Veg was one of the underdog coins that I bought for 10,000, and the return on that was 800,000, which was insane.
Wow.
you know and it was crazy. I bought Ethereum for 35,000 rands back then, and at the top of the bull market in 2017, it was about 1 million rands, and that's excluding Bitcoin and other coins. So 2017 to this day remains my highest moment in cryptocurrency.
Okay, and what have been the lowlights, if any?
Wow. you know, People, they admire what they see, but they don't know the journey that somebody has gone through to get to where they are. So some low lives, so some lows in my highs is after I uh, parted with my business partner in 2015, 2014, 2015. That was my lowest point in life. And I think at that moment, for the first time in my life, I had no income, none whatsoever, no income. And it became like that for almost a year. And my wife stepped in, and she played a crucial role. We only had two boys at that time. It was still just two boys, and they were young. I think they were 2 and 4, or 4 and 6, around those ages. So they were still young, and that was my lowest point in life. I was also, during those years, highly active in church, as a Christian in those days, and I was quite disappointed with how certain people that I thought that they were my friends, acted out when I was going through financial issues. And in life, you help somebody out not because you're expecting them to help them out, but hey, if I'm in trouble here and I'm in a ditch, can somebody throw me a rope? And you would see that, hey, maybe the party that I played was not so good to them at that point in time. So a lot of things was happening in my life, personally, in business also. So 2015 was really my low, in personal life and business. When it comes to crypto, I think my low life in crypto was early on also. What you can call it a learning curve. I wish I knew what Bitcoin was going to be like in future. Uh, when I think of all the Bitcoins that I actually wasted in useless and little things, when I look back, sometimes I used to look back at my wallets and the amount of Bitcoins I was transacting there, and but it was a learning curve. I was still new in the industry. A lot of people were not in the industry. I made a lot of money in crypto, but I could have made even much more had I known what Bitcoin was going to do for me in the future. So I think that's what I would say was it would be my low life. And
Okay, so
to add on that,
mhm,
I've made a lot of money in crypto, but I also
mm,
lost a lot of money. And my students, they know, I always tell them, until you are willing to lose money, do not invest in cryptocurrency or
of
anything,
course. Mm,
so, or anything if in that matter. So I lost a lot of money. Again, I had a very supportive wife, I've
mm,
got a very supportive wife. And even when I took risks, that I had to sit her down and say, look, I'm thinking that, hey, let's open up a credit account, a credit card, let's take up a loan and let's invest in that. Let's invest, even though she did not understand cryptocurrency at that moment and she didn't know what it was, but she believed in me. And, in the past, I made a lot of mistakes, but I think I, took enough risks in life to make those mistakes, so that they can be paid out, and which is exactly what happened.
okay. So what are your plans for next year and above?
Well, next year we're pumping hard in crypto. My analysis say that we are heading into a bull market. So we're pumping hard into a Bitcoin. The goal, we've got different goals, and my personal goal is to, make more returns than I've ever made in crypto. I'm trying to see if I can make more returns than I did in 2017, which is harder now because,
Mm,
well, depending on what you're investing in, but I would say that it's harder if you are investing on popular coins, because Ethereum is no longer going to move 14,000x anymore. It's a well-established coin. Bitcoin is not going to move a million x from 2009 to
mm,
up until it did in 2021. It's not going to move a million x. In the next couple of years, Bitcoin is going to stabilize, and if we are lucky in a cycle, it might give us a 3x or a 4x. So it is us now finding those low cap coins that are unpopular, that people don't know much about, which is our goal for 2025. We already are invested in some coins that people didn't know of, and they're starting to know about them right now because the bull market is near and there's a hype. Bitcoin crossed 100,000 dollars and a lot of coins started pumping. So there's going to be a lot of those things, right? So for crypto, is to find as many coins as we can that will do 100x, and that's our goal. you know so if you can find 2, 3, 4 coins that will do 100x, that will be perfect for me for 2025. And personally and business is to establish more, is to go more into property investment. That's what I'm looking into when it comes to prior to 2025, actually. So hopefully we can take the gains that we made in 2025 in the bull market, and then in
mhm.
2026 start building our property portfolio.
Okay. Lastly, what are your words of inspiration for upcoming entrepreneurs and crypto enthusiasts?
Entrepreneurs, start early, man. If you can. Start early if you can, because you are afforded time to make mistakes. And if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you definitely are going to make mistakes. You are going to make bad business decisions. You are going to be bankrupt at some point, and
Mm,
it is up to you then, how do you recover from that. Once you get older, you cannot afford to take risks. I
mm,
took risks when I was young, in my early 20s, and mid 30s. So I mean, early 20s and mid 20s, even in early 30s, I was still taking my risks, but I'm 40
mm,
this year, I'm 40 this year, so I cannot afford to take big risks like I did when I was young. I've got 3 sons,
mm,
I've got a
mm,
wife, I've got a lot of people looking up to me, I've got employees, and I've got a lot of people
mm,
that are depending on me. So I can't afford to take the risks that I used to take when I was
mm.
younger. So start early if you can, and be self motivated. have desire and passion. Let desire precede money. If you can have desire, and I always say that success is intentional. If you are intentional about what you are doing on your day to day, you are going to be successful. Don't go into business or entrepreneurship because you only just looking for money. Just make sure that you are going in there so that you can fulfill your goals that you've set yourself in life. For me, it's about legacy, leaving a legacy for my children and my family. I was born. I'm the only child from my parents, so I did not
Wow.
have siblings. So I've got three boys now that I'm making sure that I need to work hard so that I can leave a legacy for them.
Okay. Oh, you didn't mention about the crypto wisdom.
Crypto wisdom: do your research.
Okay.
Do not follow everybody that says whatever they want to say on social
Hmm.
media. At the end of the day, it's some guy on the internet.
Hmm.
Make sure that you do a proper research, and make sure that you don't just buy or go into a project blindly.
Hmm.
Make sure that when you go in, make sure that you are playing with money that you can afford to lose. It is important to get a mentor if you can, but if you can't, you can be self-taught as I was, and be as good as I am. And I still make mistakes. Oh, goodness
Hmm.
God.
Hmm.
I mean, I still
Hmm.
make mistakes, and
Hmm.
at some point, I still allow my emotions to get the better of me, and which is something that new crypto guys will learn very early. That if you don't know the timing of crypto,
Hmm.
then your emotions are going to lead you. And if
Hmm.
emotions lead you, you're
Hmm.
going to make so many mistakes that you'll
Hmm.
actually lose money. So my best advice would be there to do your own research thoroughly. If you can't find a mentor who will teach you how to do so that you can grow into the crypto space, that will be my best advice.
Okay. All I gotta say is thanks so much for your time, and hopefully we can catch up in the future.
Not a problem, man. Not a problem. Hopefully, we'll do more. Maybe I'll invite you on my streams.
Sure, man. Take care.
Thanks, Bob.